So welcome to the Vietnam track rundown. So I'm just going to give some initial impressions. It's a new track to the F1 games. Obviously, F1 hasn't even run it yet. I don't know if it's a street circuit or if it's like one of these hybrid racetrack street circuits, or even if it's just on its own racetrack. But it runs a lot like a street circuit. There's a lot of walls. There's a lot of stuff to hit. It's very easy to lose your marks. I mean, there's a lot of blind corners. You got to set up a wall or something and like go around a corner. And like the thing is, when you enter a corner, you can't see where that corner is going to end. So it's very, very important that you have good references, which I'm going to try to give you in this video. I'm also going to say, obviously, the hardest part of this track, there's two spots where you have to drive like long, continuous turns, a little bit like the old Turn 8 Turkey that Tilke was infamous for. There's two of those. It's very, very important that you have a couple of good marks running through them and be patient. Patient is something I'm going to say a lot in this video. And when you're going through Sector 3 with all those S's, it is very, very important that you worry about finding a rhythm and then slowly improving it. I will say it's one of those things that if you feel like you could have gone a little bit faster or done just a little bit better, then you're probably doing it right. Maybe better is not the word, but if you felt like you could have gone just a little faster, but you felt like you ran it really well, then you probably did it right. And I'll show you what I mean. It's very, very important to have a couple of good references. There's a couple of spots out there that will catch you out. So I'll try to help you avoid that. So let's get on with the video. All right, so we're coming into turn 1. You'll notice there's a few things. There's a red mark that my word is kind of covering up there, mark. You'll start your braking around that 100 or around that red mark that you saw. Carry your braking in a straight line. Start your turning very late. You see your curb to your right starting to end. You see a curb to the left that we want to get to. Now, this is where you got to be patient. Look at the bottom of the screen. You see very little throttle, and you see I've been upshifting a lot, and just let the car carry wide around to this next slide, and you'll see what I mean. Now, there are 4 markers, and you can get wide here. You'll see me abuse track limits later. What I index off of, I call it the second black marker on the left. Here we are there. My words are kind of in the way, but you want to start your braking, look at the wheel, and if you go back to the last slide, you'll see it has started turning sharper to get us to this wall on the right. Now, right here, this is very critical car placement. You want to be hard right to that wall to make the straightest line possible you can around this little left wiggle. And you can get across this curb. It's pretty friendly, so you can straddle it. Remember, you just need 2 wheels on the track at any time. Here we are in speed. Now, if you notice, if you look at the bottom right, you see we're patient with the gas, upshifting early. Take the car out nice and wide, be nice and patient. Bring the car in kind of late. And we want to be gas, gas, gas now. Gas, 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 gas. Now, you can abuse track limits. Here's another variation of that. I kind of got out wide, wiggled a little bit. But you see, basically, as long as you touch those 2 curbs, you're going to be okay. Now, this is the next straightaway. There's this bridge. We'll start braking after it around 115 or so. This first curb, you can abuse the crap out of it, drive over it. I highly encourage you to. The next curb, however, is a little bit different story. You can use that curb, but it will kind of throw the car airborne and make the car jut to the right, and you want to be careful with that. So I generally try to avoid it unless I'm really trying to cut a lap. There's 2 markers here, depending on your car. You want to stay track right. Further right than I am even is fine. Get out towards those walls, and by about the second to the last green, you want to start lifting, maybe even a light brake, and you'll start pulling the car in. You won't see this immediately, but you'll be able to pull the car to the left and start making a line for that next straightaway. So here we are in real time. It's very easy to get mesmerized, but once you see that big bridge, look for a brake marker just before the 100. Nail the curb. Careful with this curb. Let the car carry wide. Patient, patient. Now you start bringing it in. And when you see that line right there, as soon as you can see the straightaway, you want to thread the needle and just go for it. Now, at the end of the straightaway, you can see we're at about the 100 here, and I'll show you what you got to look for. There's some curbs up ahead you can't quite see, but you just got to be very patient. Now, this is a mesmerizing straightaway. There's like 4 bridges, but what we're really going to look for is the second Rolex bridge. Here's the first bridge now. The second bridge we haven't quite seen. It's there. Now, once we clear it, we're looking for right there. So there's brake markers on the right and left. I didn't notice the ones on the left for a long time, honestly.
But as you come under that second Rolex bridge, you'll see brake markers on the right and left if you rewind back. Now, as you're coming off the corner, you want to be straight-ish, and you want to be aiming to the outside of the track so you can get back to the gas earlier. This is the end of the next straightaway. I start my braking at that curb on the left that you can see there, and I'll show you that in real time momentarily. So here we are. We're coming off that hairpin. As soon as we see curb, we're brake, 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 stay nice and straight. We can use that curb on the right, and here's where we've got to learn patience. Now, as we come through the S's, one of them, you'll see a red advertisement on the wall. And when you see that, that needs to be a alert. I make a little slight right and then a hard left going around that corner. You need to slow down, and you need to pass underneath this P0 bridge. You'll be turning right as you go under it, but you want to aim at that P0 bridge that's on the left side of the track. As you go to the right after that, you'll see a highway bridge. You want to be track right as you go under it and turn left just as you pass under it. There's a curb to the left. This is after the bridge. It's usable, but it'll throw your car out to the right pretty hard. So you just want to kind of stay hugging that curb if you can. It's really hard to get the timing right here. As you come around the next corner, there's a little spot you can goose it to the right, but you want to start being patient. Notice very little gas around this corner. And this is about the braking point, and this is as far left as you want to be. But these are just some pictures to take a look at. Pause the video, take a look at it. If you're any farther left than this, you're going to mess yourself up. Now, it's really easy to get caught out, so when you see that red, now you need to make a left under the P0, hold track right, under the bridge, make a left, get to the curb, didn't quite make it, stay track middle, bringing it back to the right as we make this turn. Now this is just after our last section. You see there's a curb to the right, the sun's kind of off of it. We'll start our left turn along, indexing off that curb. If we were too far to the track left, we would have been pinched up even worse here. It's a hairpin turn if you look at the map. I mean, it's a sharp turn. Be patient with the throttle coming back up. Now there's this F170 years bridge, and just after we go under it, we'll tap the brakes and try to set up the next turn, which is faster than it looks, setting up the front straightaway. And you'll notice we're back to the gas. It's really easy to pull the car in too early and hit the wall, or get on the gas too early and hit the wall on the opposite side. But if we figure out that bridge and index right, we're going to be in good shape. So here we go. Underneath the F170 bridge, light tap of the brake, get that turn-in marker just right, sail underneath the bridge, and we are good to go. And now, I know that's a lot. You might have to pause and watch this a couple of times. Getting the rhythm right in those S's is a mess. But I'm going to stop this and let you watch an uninterrupted lap and see it flow together. Thanks for watching.
To the car ahead is 4.5 seconds. To teammate